Hello, welcome back to Latvia. It's the 68th edition of the FIA Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, and we arrive here once again for the final time this weekend. It's the big one, the decider. MXGP and open class riders are out on track, and it's very tight at the top. It looks like on paper that France have a good lead over Great Britain, Belgium and the USA, but as we said, you know, you take away one score at this stage and it makes things a little bit closer. We'll talk about that in just a few moments' time. My name's Paul Malin, alongside me once again, Jeff Emig. It's been a pleasure having him here all day long, and we'll be bringing you the racing as it happens. Of course, we'll try and keep you up to speed with the ever-changing classifications at the top of the leaderboard. Well, Jeff, obviously we've been here all weekend long. We are really at crunch time now because as it stands at the moment, France on 21, Great Britain on 28, Belgium 31 and the USA on 32. That's if you count all four scores. But if you take away your worst score at this stage, France have 12, Great Britain have 15, Belgium have 16 and the USA have 19. So only 7 points separating the top four teams, and there are now only 4 teams that can win it.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the track map here, France has been so balanced. They've been so strong all weekend long, and you just wonder if this is the year that they can win it. It's been since 2001 since France has won this event.
Well, we've had some great action, but a moment ago we had race 2, and here's what happened in the this was race 1, so earlier on in the day. This is where we got started here, the MXGP and MX2 race, and it was a great start for Alexander Tonkov, and he had the German behind him, Max Nagel, but Gauthier Paulin charged his way through towards the end of the first lap and then went after Tonkov in the second lap, and eventually he was there leading the way by lap 5.
Yeah, and this is taking a look here at number 8. This is Tony Cairoli for Italy, making the pass on Jeremy Van Horbeke.
Yeah, that put him up into 5th place.
And then disaster struck. Cairoli comes through the rollers, over the bars, hits very, very hard. He suffered a knee injury. He would ride race 2.
Ryan Dungey, meanwhile, was working his magic on the number 22 of Alex Tonkov, got himself into second with a few laps to go, but the American riding with a foot injury, number 5, Jeremy Martin, was caught in the closing stages by Dylan Ferrandis, but race 1 was won by Paul and Dungey second, Nagel third, and Horbeke and Tonkov rounded out the top 5. About 40 minutes ago was the conclusion of the second race, but just before that it was Frossard who grabbed the foxhole shot. Tommy Searle was also well placed there for Team GB, but it was Kevin Strybos who was on the move for Team Belgium, really carving his way through the field, like Eli Tomac, who didn't make a great start, Jeff, and then at that stage we thought he was going to go even higher. Yeah,
Tomac here trying to make the move, and he was strong up to a certain point, and then he really stalled out, and that is not what Team USA was counting on, that type of ride out of Tomac.
And that was number 5, Martin going past Matt Moss there. That got him up into 13th place around about lap 7, lap 8, and that was a good performance from Martin riding with that injured ankle. But Strybos, he was on a mission, looking good.
Strybos was on a mission, taking a look here at Dean Wilson, riding for Great Britain, had 2 strong finishes, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, with Tommy Searle, his teammate, right there as well. So Strybos came home to take the win, Frossard second, then it was Wilson, Searle and Freddie Noren with Tomac 6th.
It's the final race of the day. It's crunch time down here on the start line. We're going to nip in and have a word with Team USA's Ryan Dungey. Ryan, the competition's really boiling down to 4 nations. Team USA are one of them. How are you feeling ahead of this final race?
I feel good. You know, definitely we all know what we want. That's the end result, the goal, but that's what everybody wants. But right here, right now, we got 35 minutes ahead of us, so it's all we got. Every corner by corner, race track, lap by lap, and our best effort. So when everything's said and done, at least we give it our all, and may it be on top wherever. You know, Eli, he's doing a great job. Everybody's doing a fantastic job on the team, and especially Jeremy with a hurt foot, and so we'll keep after it, and one more moto, it's all we got.
Best of luck to you guys.
Thanks.
Let's head on up, and 2 seconds, let me just see if Dean Wilson's arrived. No, he's not arrived, so we'll carry on up, come on. And we'll have a word with one member of Team Russia. Now, they're out of the picture. I think they're down in 10th, but there has been one standout performer Alexander Tonkov, some great races from you today. Well, actually all over the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend goes pretty good till now. I'm really happy to be here, you know, because many doctors say I cannot ride, you know, I cannot do that because my injury and that. So I'm super happy just to be here and ride with the guys, you know, with the best people in the world. So it's pretty fun, you know, especially like now I have a good start and to be in the front and battle with those guys. Like before I saw them just on the TV, some of these people, and now we're battle. So it's pretty cool, you know, it's pretty amazing.
You're doing a great job on the bigger bike.
Thank you.
Good luck for this final race. And that's all from us down here on the start line, and we're going to take a look now at the riders list.
Well, coming into this final race, Jeff, obviously the riders lining up now, big bike. So Van Hoorbeek, Strijbos for Belgium, Paulin and Frossard for France, Sean Simpson and Dean Wilson for Great Britain, and Ryan Dungey and Eli Tomac for Team USA. They're the four guys, they're the four teams we're going to focus on. It's a short start straight, about 80 meters long into a 180 right-hand turn. All guys now are matched on 350s or 450s, the majority being the bigger bike. We could see a little bit of action in that first turn, could decide the overall outcome. But in this situation, who would you put up the inside, Tomac or Dungey?
Well, Tomac, like we mentioned, he came through the pack okay, and then he stalled out. So I would give Tomac the inside. Dungey's pretty strong, but all of the heavy hitters now for these teams are in here, and the experienced riders, okay? Normally in the Motocross of Nations, the MX2 would have your younger rider for the most part. So now you've got established professionals that will have championships to their credit. The heavy hitters are out, and Kevin Strijbos here, he's just on the yellow Suzuki there.
You know what's interesting
and
about
Steven
this?
Frossard on the 15th.
These are just to the left of the doghouse in the center. So that tells us Jeremy Van Hoorbeek for Belgium has gone inside for Team Belgium.
Yes.
Frossard is just left of him. So Paulin is up the inside for Team France. We don't know yet. We'll see.
But
and Tomac is up the inside for
there's
Team USA.
There's Dungey, the number 4. But the number 3 right here of Kevin Strijbos, this guy knows how to get out of the gate.
Right.
He is outstanding, and so they're counting on him to be able to still get a good start, even though he was middle of the start line there.
And Dean Wilson for GB there, number 18. So that means we've got Van Hoorbeek up the inside for Belgium, and we've got Sean Simpson just alongside Steven Frossard in the just left of the doghouse area. So we've got 3 big hitters up the inside, we've got 3 big hitters on the outside. And it comes down to this one, Jeff. At the moment, France have the lead with all 4 races counting, but at the end of the first lap, that's all going to change. Gate drops here for the final time. The 68th FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. Oh, Chad Reed cartwheeling down the straight into the first corner. Doesn't even make the first turn for Australia.
Few riders down in the Fox hole shot area.
Chad Reed, one of those guys.
Taking a look at these riders. Lock bars going down the start straight. And then who's going to come out with this, Paul?
Dennis Ulrich of Germany. And then it's Van Hoorbeek in second. And then Leok in third for Estonia. Fourth is Wilson. And then Tonkov fifth. Germany with Nagel in sixth. Bengtsson of Sweden in 7th position.
Where's Strijbos? Where's Dungey? Where's Tomac?
Well,
Paulin.
They were a long way down going through the first corner. There is Dungey in the middle here, look. And suddenly Paulin in 4th place. And Wilson in 8th place. Simpson in 9th place. Frossard is 12th. Strijbos is 13th. And Dungey down in 18th position as they came over the first split point. But that start, that was definitely Chad Reed going cartwheeling down the straight. And I'm not surprised he's down hard because he looked like he cartwheeled quite a way down that start straight.
Yeah, and so for Team USA, the top rider that they have at the moment, Ryan Dungey, is 18th.
Tell you what, Van Hoorbeek hit a hole there. That stalled his progress.
Tomac, 36th.
And we've got coming over the line here now for the first time, Dennis Ulrich of Germany. Van Hoorbeek second, but not for long though, because Paulin all over the back of him for France in third. Tonkov, Russia fourth, Estonia 5. Great Britain with Wilson in 6. Nagel for Germany 7. And right at the back, Ryan Dungey as well.
Dungey will have dropped a position.
Because Dungey was around about mid-pack as he came through.
Now you've got, as they cross the finish line, it's Tomac in 31st and Dungey in 33rd. So the chances for Team USA here on lap 1 of race 3,
have
the
diminished.
chances of them, have diminished big time. So now if they could have some heroic rides and get into position, very unlikely. But now we have 3 teams that really feel have the scores. That's France, Great Britain, and Belgium.
But let's not forget, Dungey could be strong, and is that Strybos down the inside there? I think it might have been on the inside of Caro, or is that Nagel? No, Nagel at the inside of Wilson, possibly. But here's your leader, Dennis Ulrich. Right, there's second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth there for Nagel, seventh for Wilson, eighth for Frossard, that looks like. So he's had a good recovery. But what a disaster for Team USA at the moment. Both guys outside the top 30. 31st for Tomac, 33rd for Dungey. He was not that far down on the first half of that lap.
Yeah, so Dungey obviously had a problem, a fall, a crash, a tangle with another rider there on the first lap and set him back even further.
So 31, that's Cyril Klein-Kromhoff of the Netherlands. So his teammate is Mark de Ruwe, but around the outside of him goes number 6, Eli Tomac. So looking at around 24th, 25th position, something like that. And I tell you what, Tomac, this is probably the best thing that can happen for him, because in the first race he had a so-so start, got through a little bit and then hit that wall. Everything is on the line, everything to play for here. Oh, and Matt Moss has gone down big as well. We said this track was brutal, and that is another crash at the top of the hill there. We saw a crash there earlier on in the day.
You can tell by his body language, Paul, there that he is definitely in some pain. Team Australia, devastating. They looked to have a very strong team on the lineup leading into this event, but today has just been disastrous for the Australians.
Both their guys out before the end of the first official lap. Chad Reed down the start straight, and Matt Moss now on the top end of the circuit, 4 or 5 corners from the finish line. But as these guys come over to complete their first official lap, we will keep our eyes peeled here to see how the classification starts to shape up, because Dungey over the line in 29th, Eli Tomac in 22nd, and as we look at Strybos is out. Kevin Strybos goes down as well, and he was in 15th place. So this is all going to come down to Jeremy Van Hoorbeek as well for Team Belgium. So 2 major players for the USA fighting through the field, and Strybos having to work hard as well after what's been such a fantastic weekend for him so far, winning the qualifying race and the first Open MX2 race a moment ago. He is now a ways back from everybody else, as Paulhan going after Van Hoorbeek here in second place, not getting the speed that I thought he would do. Just a little bit further back here, Frossard 15, we're all the way to the outside, queuing up around the outside of everybody there. Does he pick off a couple of positions? Well, he picks off, well, I thought he was going to pick off Tano Leok, but Nagel up the inside of him here, number 19 for Germany, going to make it difficult for the Frenchman. Oh, a little bit of a kick there, lost ground for the German, but Frossard still manages to keep it in there. But look at that, Germany have moved up into 4th in the classification. This is with the worst scores counted now on screen. France would be on 23, Britain on 31, Belgium on 32, and Germany on 53. So it's we're still like 25 minutes to go here, Jeff. But
25 minutes plus 2 laps, and so much can happen in that time. But of course, we have the ability now that we're in this final race to really start calculating all 6 scores and which one you would throw away. Take a look at the Australian Matt Moss. Of course, he's nice to see him up there, because there for a moment it didn't look like he was in too much of a hurry to get back on the machine. But right now, Van Hoorbeek out front of Paulhan and Tonkoff inside of your top 3, and then you've got Ulrich there, number 21, Frossard, the French rider. I'm telling you, France has just had such a solid day. As they are running right now, France has 2 9ths, so they would throw away a single-digit result.
Yeah.
Is the worst that they would throw away. So that's why you see them at the top of the board with a low score of 19.
Frossard just charging down the inside of Tano Lee up there, and Max Nagel trying to get in on the action as well in this bottom corner. But as it stands at the moment, like you say, Jeff, you know, the worst positions that they've had at the moment, Team France, have been a pair of 9th place finishes. There's some big numbers in the other scores. Belgium had a 15, 11, and a 29 at the moment that they're going to be thrown away. But that is Kevin Strybos in his final race. Expect him to come through the field, and maybe that gap comes down a little bit as well. But we're looking at Nagel and Frossard here, and just going around the outside of Schiffer, Dennis Ulrich, number 21. So the 2 Germans together, 19 and 21. Nagel at the inside of his teammate as well. So Nagel would love to push through here. That's how it stands at the moment. But Van Hoorbeek, well, he's definitely woken up, and he's coming through this final race with his A game here. Number 1, he wants to give Belgium every opportunity. But they might just be running out of time here, because with 23 to go, his teammate is way down the order. Jeff, we're looking at an interesting battle here now between Jeremy Van Hoorbeek and Gauthier Paulin. It was 1.3 as they came over the line at the end of lap 2. It's less than a second now this time around, so Paulin really starting to dig deep here for Team France.
Well, Paulin has been exceptional these last couple days here. Very, very strong and very confident. And then you've got Tonkov just behind him. So it's very tight at the top. It's about the top 7 are only separated by 6 seconds. It has been interesting how tight the racing has been here at this year's Motocross of Nations. So you've got 5 riders in your screen right there with Nagel. He'll be in the black, yellow, and red, running 5th. So
yeah, we need to keep an eye on the number 3 as well of Team Belgium. Kevin Strijbos up to 24th place at the moment. They're still wiping that out as their worst result, but we was expecting Van Hoorbeek maybe to do a little bit more in the first moto, but just wasn't happening for him, much in the same way that Tomac didn't do anything.
Yeah, and I'm looking here at the timing and scoring. Eli Tomac just notched a 1:51.9.
Fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap of the race. Our leaders were 1:55 last time around. Max Nagel, who's in 5th, he's at a 1:52. So Tomac, you can tell his urgency is on. He's 13th right now. To give Team USA any chance at all, he really has to go through the pack. And by the end of this, he needs to be up at least into the top 5 for Team USA to have a chance.
Well, Paulin here just biding his time, looking for a way through on the Belgian. So this is Belgium versus France. Van Hoorbeek on the number 1 blue Yamaha, and look at the back end working overtime on those machines. Paulin on the Kawasaki looking for a way through up the inside. He makes the pass, he makes it stick. And Gauthier Paulin, well, he was victorious in the first race, and he's well on his way here. And the second moto, we've had 4 laps complete, and he's looking good once again. And this would be the first victory for France since 2001. They've only ever had 1 victory here in this Motocross of Nations. Only ever been 9 nations won this event. France, of course, being one of those. But a little bit further down the pack, we've got Paulin, Van Hoorbeek, Tonkov, your top 3. Nagel, Frossard, Wilson, your top 6. Leon, Bengtson, Ulrich, Simpson in 10th. Tomac now in 11th place. Tomac was 13th a couple of laps ago. So Caro, Deruva, Tonus. Where is Ryan Dungey? Not even inside the top 20, so he is being well and truly left behind by his teammate as Frossard ducking down to avoid the roost off the back of the rear wheel of Alexander Tonkov.
And it's showing Dungey timing and scoring as 21st at the moment. So making a charge from way, way back, but the points when you add them all together, right now, France, with these outstanding rides of this team, have the lowest score by far.
And France on 18 points, and that is a massive deficit. GB on 31, Belgium on 33, so they are the final 2 places on the podium. Great Britain second at the moment, Belgium in 3rd, and USA on 4th, 10 points off the podium behind Belgium as it stands at the moment. But here's Ryan Dungey and Kevin Strijbos, so the US and the Belgian following each other through here as they go past Robert Just of Latvia, number 48 on the Husqvarna, literally lives across the river here. This will be a good ride from Strijbos. He's now up into 20th place. Dungey just behind him, nudges the Latvian out of the way. So he's in the 21st, and he was 21st a lap ago. So he's made another mistake, I think, this time around, Ryan Dungey.
Yep. Strijbos, I believe, went through right there. And
ooh, yellows are out. Who's that down on the deck? No, Deruva, 33, Mark Deruva. He's taken a biggie, and he was in 13th position for the Netherlands.
Well, this track's so difficult.
Oh, and Bengtson's out as well on that uphill wave section. Another guy looking, they're crashing out like wildflies here. And so suddenly positions being gained. And I think we have a replay.
Look on the right of your screen. Bengtson comes through there, gets bucked a little bit. He gets ragged a little bit, but it could have been worse because he kind of, his momentum took him up and over. You see him grabbing his right side a little bit.
Handlebar in the ribs, maybe.
This race course here is so fast in certain sections, and that wave area, the rollers, the riders come through there. He definitely got kicked sideways, but good to see him up and walking off. But it does definitely grabbing his side there, his stomach area.
Here's Paulin, your race leader. just about 2 seconds clear. Nicely done through there, just soaking it up and floating over that rolling wave there.
Yeah, but look just behind him. There's 4 riders. Van Hoorbeek, Tonkoff, Nagel, and Frossard.
Yeah, he hasn't
4 seconds of the lead.
He hasn't dropped them at all. And great ride again from Tonkoff in 3rd place. Nagel 4th, looking for a way through on the Russian. That's those 2 riders in shot, the 22 and the 19, the Russian and the German. Then we've got Frossard just off the back of this group. This has been another good performance from Steven Frossard, who I actually thought would be the weakest of the 2 guys in the French team coming into this final race. Especially starting left of the box as well.
Yep, definitely putting in a strong effort to the inside. Oh, not close enough.
Nagel trying to give everything he can here for Team Germany, but they're 5th in the overall classification at the moment. It's tight between Great Britain and Belgium, though, as Jeffrey Hurlings looks on for Netherlands. Right, replay of the start here, Jeff. Chad Reed.
Well, take a look at the start. Look at the number 10 in yellow and green. See if we get a shot of it halfway down the start straight. Oh, the other rider in front. Who was it that he connected with? Because he got stopped. Chad hits him. And this is the riders battling through the first turn as they're trying to slide the back of the bike around. And is that Tomac down?
No. Tomac,
Tomac.
Tomac went down.
Tonis got held up.
He's not got through the first corner cleanly in any of the races. But 16.5 plus 2 to go. Paulin, Van Hoorbeek, Tonkoff, Nagel, Frossard, Wilson, they top 6. Eli Tomac now up to 8, just ahead of Sean Simpson. So Eli Tomac then putting in a spirited to charge. He's only 13.5 seconds down off the leader, Gauthier Paulin. And the lap time last time around for Eli Tomac at 53.0 compared to a 54.2. So he is one of the fastest, if not the fastest guys on track. And as we said, when you go down on the first corner, you hit the gate, Jeff. That's all you need is the motivation to get through sometimes, because you can start in the top 10, it takes you a few laps to get going, and it's difficult sometimes to pick up the pace. But he has no choice here.
Yeah, Tomac obviously knows the urgency and that he has to get as far up as he can. So he's putting in a very, very strong ride. And to be turning that type of lap time within traffic, I mean, he's only 13 seconds off the lead, and he was down at one point.
Down on the start.
Yeah, and hasn't had a clear track. So Eli Tomac obviously putting in a very strong ride. His teammate Ryan Dungey up to 18th at the moment, turning a 155 to the leader's 154. So he's slipping back just a little bit, but of course it's just all about Ryan Dungey. I think for him to better Jeremy Martin's best score would be 11th. So for Ryan Dungey, he's looking for a 10th or better.
Yeah.
And we're 15 minutes plus 2 laps away. The track, of course, here at the end of this race is going to be extremely difficult and physical.
Well, actually, Team USA could do with dropping their 13th of Jeremy Martin in the second moto.
Sure.
They're on
13th
18th at the moment with Ryan Dungey. There's a lot of time for him to get back up there, but he needs to be 12th or better. As Nagel goes down. Nagel just went down as Tomac was through.
So that's definitely going to help the Americans as Tomac will pick up one better position.
Yeah, because Nagel was in 4th when he fell there, and Tomac will go from 7th to 6th. And he is how far back from Dean Wilson? Well, he was about a second down. Here's what happened to Max Nagel just a moment ago. Lost the front and then tiptoed over the edge. It was a silly crash in the end. Wilson goes through for Great Britain, and Tomac went round the outside as well. So Tomac now promoted to 6th.
Okay, so Frossard, Wilson, and Tomac all go through. They all needed the points, but
Tomac round the outside of Dean Wilson. This is an awesome performance from Eli Tomac alongside Wilson. Outside, inside, using all the racetrack and a little bit more. And Tomac has definitely got his A game here. And he's looking on for a possible, well, you'd say a top 3. He could even win the race here because he's within about 10 seconds now of Gauthier Paulin. First, he's got to find a way past Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson can't afford to lose points for Great Britain here.
Starting to close up a little bit here, and just France has had such an outstanding day. All of the finishes have been single digits as Tomac trying to make his way around Wilson. Wilson's not going to give that inside up. But for France, if they had one, if either one of their riders made a huge mistake here, that would be a big problem for them.
You're going to do him here. Down the end
And
of the
here they
straight.
go. Tomac still working on Dean Wilson so hard. Wilson slams the door. Huge ruts and massive bumps going down through that section. Tomac going to cut across on Wilson.
Oh.
Can't make it happen. But he's leaving it all on the table here. Oh, and I believe this is it around the outside. That's going to give Tomac 5th. Dean Wilson will go back to 6th.
Great riding, a great lap. I'm glad we had that whole lap there, Jeff, because it just illustrates how hard Tomac is working here. He was down on the first turn at the start of this race with, I think, Arno Tonis once again. That's the second time those two have connected on that first corner, but he is, like you say, leaving nothing on the table here, and it's just basically got him up into 5th place. He's now about 2 or 3 seconds, well, he was 3 seconds down on this guy here, number 15. But look how much time he's closed up already. Dylan Ferrandis looking on there. His work is done in MX2. He knows they are, well, 12.5 minutes plus 2 laps away from a possible Second Nations victory. And it'll be the first time for Dylan Ferrandis on the team. But look at the work. There is down the inside of Frossard. There's Tomac. A 3-second gap within the space of a half a lap. He's pulled back to nothing.
Yeah, and any mistake out of Frossard here, possibly, then that would, as he runs right now, with 4th, they would have to count one of their 9th place finishes. So that would be 5 more, but still, with the lead that France has right now as they run, is about 11 points. So they've got some points to work with. Certainly that's why you're seeing his French teammate there, Dylan Ferrandis, in such good spirits here, with still with quite a bit of racing left.
Tomac is on it here. He's got 2 guys ahead of him. Stephen Frossard, we saw him last time around when he passed Dean Wilson. He went wide through these next couple of corners here, and he's going to have the inside line down into the hump just alongside pit lane.
It is so much work to ride the wide line. You have to stay on the throttle. You're definitely using so much energy physically. Oh, comes up the inside here over the roller.
Makes it stick. Tomac goes through to 3rd, to 4th place now.
Wow, 4th place, and at the stripe last time around, he was 9 seconds off of the lead, battling through the pack.
A 53.8 compared to a 54.1. So not much in it between Paulin. Paulin has clear track though.
Yeah, but Tomkov was a 56 and Van Horbeke a 55. So Tomac, fastest man on the track right now, and he's got 2 positions directly in front of him on the same straightaway. Paulin, like we mentioned, about 9 seconds out, but with 10 minutes and 2 laps to go, at the way that Tomac is riding, it is conceivable that from that fall in the first turn that he could possibly, with the type of effort, challenge for the lead.
Where was this performance in race 1?
Well, that's the great thing about it, is that you have a chance to, if you're not happy with it, you get...
Around the outside of Tonkov, and then going to switch it back and wide again, and that's another position. So
and then to the inside.
He made it. He wasn't going to go around the outside. Wow. So Tomac up to 3rd.
Okay, remember his first race, which was race 2. He stalled out. He was very conservative. Could not pass Leok. Here, he's taken a completely different approach, laying it all on the line, which he needs to, for Team USA to have a chance to be on the podium.
This fitness guy, the fitness levels of this guy are absolutely incredible here, because he has had to work so hard in the second moto. He is letting these guys know that, you know, he is certainly one of the fastest guys around on a 450. Watch this here. He switched it to the outside, then to the inside. This is the pass on the 22 of Alexander Tonkov, and he made the inside at the end of it all, Jeff.
Yeah, watch right here, taking the wide line hard on the throttle. Carries a lot of momentum right here. Confident that he's just going to cut the Geico Honda back to the left. Oh, almost missed the inside berm there, but
if he was sat down, he would have. He was
man
able
on
to
a
stand
mission,
up.
I can tell you that. Here's one more look at it right here.
Yeah, nice. And we are looking at Tomac now, 8.4 seconds down off of Gauthier Paulin here, your race leader.
Well, and remember, with the type of points lead, when you combined all the scores and throw one away that France has, if Tomac was able to catch the leader, he's going to get the message from his mechanic in the mechanics area on the pit board that you don't need to win this for France to win it. So he doesn't have, going to be very conservative.
Gauthier Paulin then continues to lead for Team France. 8 minutes 20 on the clock plus 2 laps. He's got a clear track ahead of him at the moment, Jeff. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek 2.6 seconds behind, but a performance of the race, probably one of the most prolific performances of the Motocross of Nations competition in recent history, from Eli Tomac coming from the deck at turn 1, going down at the start of this race. He's now up into third. He's still got plenty in the tank as well. 8 minutes to go, and he's only 8.5 off the leader, Gauthier Paulin.
Yeah, and Tomac about a second and a half quicker per lap than the two riders in front of him. And as this race goes on, the fitness becomes an issue, and he's laying it all on the line here. So we'll see. Oh, he has a little moment right there.
But he is pushing hard.
He is pushing hard. And his teammate, Ryan Dungey, is up to 16th right now. The worst moto at this point that the Americans have is Jeremy Martin had a 13th. So for Dungey to really help the cause here and not have his moto be a throwaway, he has to get a 12th or better.
Money on the table. Race win for Tomac, yes or no?
7 minutes to go. He's
Plus 2
second.
laps. Plus 2 laps.
So we're looking at 4 or 5 laps. A second a lap. Going to be a little bit close. Going to be a little bit close. But remember the strategy there. These riders, Paulin and Van Hoorbeek, they don't necessarily need, Paulin doesn't need to win this thing for France to win the championship. And that is the main goal. Not just to win the moto, but to win the Chamberlain Trophy.
Well, we've got situations going on here now, because obviously France, we know they're pretty much clear. They're 10 clear of Belgium in terms of the overall classification. Belgium are on 28, Britain on 30, America on 35, but Dungey is currently in 16th position, and Simpson is out. Sean Simpson for Great Britain is out, and that is 9th place, so they are going to lose a possible podium place here. Sean Simpson, is that a change? Well, Sean Simpson is out.
Before that, their throwaway moto was a 13th. Now they're going to have to count the 13 and throw away the DNF.
Looking down at the rear end of the bike there. See exactly what the situation is. His dad, Willie Simpson, chain is off.
So frustrating. All weekend long, the riders from Great Britain were very much a 3-rider, collectively a very strong 3-rider team.
This is going to put the USA on the podium, I would think, because, as we said a moment ago, and I think, just looking out of a window here, Tomac in the final corner has stalled the engine, and it was a stall only.
Tomac stalled. He had closed up to within a couple seconds of Van Hoorbeek, who was running in second. Now it's 10-second gap between Van Hoorbeek and Eli Tomac. That is definitely going to give some breathing room to the riders from France and Belgium.
Well,
and that might have been just that last little bit of momentum that has stalled out for the American rider Eli Tomac. Ryan Dungey still running in 16th.
But he's going to come up to 15th at the expense of Sean Simpson, because a lap ago is when Simpson went out. So that'll be one more point pull back for the USA. But let's give you a quick rundown of the top 10 here, as you look at the graphic on the screen in terms of the nation's classification as it stands at the moment, before everybody else is over the line. Paulin is leading this one for France. Van Hoorbeek second for Belgium. Tomac of the USA is third. Frossard of France is fourth. Tonkov, Russia, is fifth. Wilson, GB, is sixth. Leot of Estonia is seventh. Anatone Noos is in 8th place for Switzerland. 9th is Kevin Strybos, which has been an awesome ride for him as well for Team Belgium. And 10th is Dennis Ulrich of Germany. 11th is Matis Caro of Latvia. 12th, Rui Gonçalves of Portugal. And then we have the German Max Nagel, the Italian Guarnieri. Dungey is up into 15th for Team USA. And then we have Guyot, Noren, Philippart, Krestenov, and Cyril Klein-Kromov of the Netherlands.
Well, as you can see, the standings there for the nations towards the Chamberlain Trophy. France very, very much in control of this, but the battle between Great Britain and Team USA, only 1 point separating them for the final spot on the podium here this weekend.
Dean Wilson looking good there in 6th place. A tough weekend for him. Just getting on that 450, riding what is a very physically demanding circuit. Of course, back-to-back motos as well. Put a lot in the first effort. And he's there in 6th place at the moment. Van Hoorbeek losing time to Gauthier Paulin. That was the danger. It was 1.8 as he came over the line last time around. Now he knows the threat isn't there from Eli Tomac. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek has backed off the pace because he knows that, well, they're going to be on a podium for the 23rd time in 25 years, Belgium. And that is a phenomenal record all in itself.
Yeah, just Very, very impressive there. Tomac now picks up some times, about 4 seconds. He picked up on Van Horbeke. As we take a look at Wilson here, who's just a few seconds behind Tonkov.
A 54.1 for Tomac that time around, a 57.5 for Van Horbeke. So that's a 6-second gap. And once again, Van Horbeke cannot afford to relax. You know what it's like, Jeff. You can back off now this time at this stage of the race. The guy in third, in this case Tomac, suddenly starts to close in again, and it's very difficult to sometimes up that pace again for the last couple laps.
Yeah, Dean Wilson third in the first one. Right now, currently running 6th. It'd be a solid result. But this man here, the French rider, number 13, Gauthier Paulin, he has been the standout rider of the weekend. Solid every time that he's gotten on the bike. He has been at the top of the leaderboard.
Well, Tommy Searle was your class winner in MX2. Gauthier Paulin is going to be the class winner in MXGP. And for the last 2 years, it's been Tony Cairoli, the MXGP winner, and Dungey the 3 times before that, 9, 10, and 11. And obviously, we're going to see a new winner in the overall classification this weekend, in possibly this guy here, if he keeps it up on 2 wheels, Gauthier Paulin. But he's not put a wheel wrong all weekend long, and he's been fast right from the very first lap of practice.
Well, and that's really what it takes for the different countries to win the overall here at the Motocross of Nations. You know, the mistakes really start to take their toll. Of course, Great Britain, they've just had a broken chain. For the Americans, it started off with the injury to Jeremy Martin's foot. I mean, just so much can happen because there's so many results that count.
And let's not forget, this guy missed 7 Grand Prix this year because of injuries, and only came back for the last 3 or 4 GPs. So, you know, he said he'd come back when he was 100%, but you know, he won the final Grand Prix in Mexico 2 weekends ago. Dungey around the outside of Max Nagel, so still making moves here. And he's taken, I think, 2 riders in the last lap, because Guarneri is there in that the red helmet for Italy in blue. So Dungey picking off 2 more positions here. And I'll tell you what, that's going to put Great Britain off the podium, because they're still on the podium at the moment on 34. But as Dungey crosses the line for Team USA, I would expect the USA to be on the podium when that corrects itself. Yes or no? Maybe, maybe not. Because Dungey 13. No, we're still showing that on there as a 13. So that's the score. There's only 1 point in it between GP and USA.
Because Team USA, the worst finish at this point was a 13. Dungey has equaled that right now. So every rider that he picks off now will help count towards the lowest score for Team USA.
Well, he's just found a way past Dennis Ulrich there, number 21 of Germany. So that puts him up into 12th place, and that will be the defining moment in terms of USA making the podium this time around. Again, it'll be another 3rd place finish for him. 2nd last year, 3rd the year before in Lommel. Winners, of course, in 2011.
But I tell you, though, with teams like Belgium and Team USA now getting those spots on the podium, 2 of the winningest teams of all time. And then on the flip side, you have France that only has 1 win, 2001. And for them to come out here this weekend and put together the rides that they have, it's only a couple laps left here before they do something very special here at the 68th Motocross of Nations.
And Ryan Dungey going after Matis Caro, the homeboy from about 40 minutes away from in Latvia, who's had an exciting weekend just to be here. He said it doesn't get much better than this. There's Tommy Searle and James Dobb. James Dobb, a former world champion, never actually won this event as a rider, but did make a podium in 97 in Nîmes in Belgium. That's the last podium England had, Great Britain had, as Dungey goes through on the Latvian.
That'll put him up to 11th.
And this time around, we should see Great Britain pushed down a position, because Wilson not making any inroads onto Alexander Tonkov, although he is about a second behind him. But that might not be enough. Dungey about to come through now over the finish line. France are leading the way on 17, Belgium on 27.
Paul, look how dirty these riders are in this.
And USA are on 33 and Great Britain are on 34. So in the closing stages of the race with 2 laps to go, heartbreak for Great Britain potentially here. And another podium will have to wait another year. Stephen Frossard, well, what a great anchorman he's been for the French team this weekend.
Yeah, certainly put in strong rides in that first.
Here's Wilson all over the back of Tonkov. Oh, Tonkov out of shape.
And this could make a difference here. Wilson taking the spot if he can complete the pass.
And this could be England or Great Britain back on the podium.
Wilson pulls the tear off. Wilson has been really strong. Suffered yesterday, got a little bit tight, he said, but boy, today had the third in his first moto. Now putting himself up to 5th. Really has to be happy with that. And this type of effort on this type of track, how physical it is, how much is on the line to really be digging deep here with only a lap and a half to go to make that pass.
Just looking at Dungey, he's about, what, 4 or 5 seconds down, I think, on Rui Gonçalves of Portugal with 1 lap remaining. Still waiting for Dungey to come over the line because here's Dean Wilson out of the final corner with a lap to go now. And just looking at the lap chart, we will wait to see whether that affects things. Well, they're tied at the moment, USA and Great Britain on 33. And it might be down to the fact that USA have a 2nd place in there and a 3rd in there, as opposed to 1/3, a 4th and a 5th. That might be the defining factor. So still not done here for the USA or Great Britain. Dungey about to come over the line now, and where is he now? He's into 11th place. So again, 3 seconds down on Rui Gonçalves.
As the riders still making their way around here the last lap, of course, France, lowest score wins. They're on 17. Second is Belgium with 27. They have a 10-point gap. That's outstanding finishes here for the French riders.
Well, we're looking at, we've just had a quick glimpse there, but over on the back straight, just here, Gauthier Paulin taking a look. He's on the uphill wave section over on the far side of the circuit. He's already starting to showboat for the crowd. And we'll be picking it up, coming down the hill any moment now. And Gauthier Paulin just about to drop downhill any moment. Just hold it there long enough, we'll be fine. Okay, final corner for Gauthier Paulin.
There
Here
he is.
Eventually we got there. But over the flag, Paulin, he wins the final moto. It's a double race win. He wins a class. But more importantly for Team France, they are Motocross of Nations champions once again, and for the 2nd time in the history of this event that started way back in 1947. They become the 68th winners.
And here you go. Follow the final rider, Stephen Frossard, comes by. Not just a 4th, that's it. France, your Motocross of Nations champions. Let the celebration begin. The hugs, the support from all the fans, and where's Ferrandis?
Ferrandis is in there
MX2
somewhere.
rider. You know he had the hat, the glasses, the flag draped around him. All the fans from France made their way through.
Wow, what a
This
big
was
day.
total domination today. I mean, there was a lot of other teams here that have been, had a chance, but they really have had a handle on it all day long.
Well, France win then. Belgium 2nd, USA 3rd, Great Britain 4th, but it's Paulin who wins it for France. Pandemonium down here for the French supporters. Gauthier Paulin is realised a life ambition, a career ambition here as he celebrates not just by winning for Team France, but a double moto victory as well. He was the victorious one in the first race, which was MXGP and MX2. He does it again here, 2 seconds clear of Jeremy Van Orbeek. Eli Tomac, a stunning ride, a sensational ride for him.
Wow.
Could have been so much different, though, had he not stalled with about 4 laps to go. But Gauthier Paulin.
Yeah, what an amazing feeling.
Gauthier Paulin, you, Team France, are the 2014 Motocross of Nations champions. How do you feel right now?
I mean, feel really great. Happy with this win because, I mean, it was so tough, this season just for myself, being injured and never won both moto in a row. I was in the lead on Arco di Cento GP and broke the engine. So right now I've made the perfect weekend just for my country, win the qualifying, win both moto, and I'm really happy with all the good riders we are in France and all the public who are really behind us. And sometimes people speak shit about us and about the selection, but now we have won. We show everyone that we are the new team leader, and I think we deserve it. So thanks a lot to all my sponsors, and un grand bonjour à toutes les personnes qui me regardent chez moi, à la cuisine d'été à Draguignan. Je vous aime Thanks a lot to my fiancée also.
Many congratulations, Gauthier, heading up Team France.
Apologies for the expletive there from Gauthier Paulin, but highly charged, highly emotional, and I guess with reason as well, because a lot of people said Jordi Tixier should have been the preferred rider over Dylan Ferrandis. Of course, he's the MX2 world champion, but Ferrandis had a great weekend here.
Yeah.
And, well, they proved right with the team selection in the end.
2001, it was Segui, Vilman, and Demaria. In 2014, Paulin, Ferrandis, and Frossard take home the Chamberlain Trophy.
And what a great weekend it was for these guys. Doesn't happen very often. Some teams get to experience it more often than most. And I'm pointing to the guy right alongside me here. You're a three-time winner, but, you know, Team USA, 22 wins. And just on the podium here today, tying on points with Great Britain.
But how about Belgium? Once again, on the podium.
23 podium appearances in the last 25 years. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely one of those countries that always fields such a strong team. And for all the other countries there on the podium, they're going to think about what could have been. The mistakes, the injuries, the broken motorcycles.
And there is the official confirmation. Team France, winners of the Chamberlain Trophy, the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. Just 17 points of the low score total there. We're getting ready to go down to the podium in a few moments, but the result of the final race then, Paulin of France, Van Hoorbeek, Belgium, Tomac, great ride for him in third, and the rest of the guys, as you can see. And let's talk about Eli Tomac. Stunning performance from him.
Yeah, I mean, it was only, what, about 5 laps left. It felt like that he had a chance to win it, but when he stalled the engine, it really stalled all of that momentum. But outstanding effort from being down in the first turn to finish third. Dungey from having a fall in the first lap back up to 11th. And that's going to put Team USA third behind Belgium and France on the podium.
But that stall almost mirrors the weekend, doesn't it, for Team USA? The crash from Tomac in the qualifying, sorry, the crash from Jeremy Martin in the qualifying race, and obviously putting them on the back foot straight away. But France win it here on 17. Belgium 10 points further back, and USA keep Great Britain off the podium. It's a tie of points, but it was the better scores in the end that win it through for Team USA, who once again make another podium appearance. And I know they would have liked a win, but this weekend it goes to France. Dennis Ulrich picking up the Fox Holshot Award for the third and final moto for Team Germany as well. So he's pretty happy with that. But Team Germany, unfortunate for them, just finishing in 5th position. 72 points for the guys that won it back in 2012. Some of the best moments from that third and final race, Jeff. A lot of tension brewing down there on the start line, wasn't there? And obviously Chad Reed of Australia was one of those guys that never even made it around the first turn.
Yeah, there were 4 teams that really had a mathematical chance of taking home the championship. Certain riders, including Chad Reed here midway down the start straight, couldn't even make it to the first turn. Other riders down in this very treacherous first turn, which we knew would play a part in the outcome of this event.
But Jeremy Van Hoorbeek made a good start. Paulin wasn't too far away either. It wasn't long before Paulin carved his way towards the front of the field. First he went after the defending champion of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek of Belgium, leaving the likes of Alexander Tonkov, who's actually had a very, very good weekend here. The 250 rider, normally from MX2. He's had some decent races this weekend. First race he was the first race, wasn't it? For Tonkov, yeah, 5th in the first moto and a 6th in moto number 2. But what a storming performance from Eli Tomac. This guy here, how different could it have been had he not made a mistake on the first lap? Kevin Strijbos of Belgium.
Strijbos with that win in race 2 was outstanding. See Tomac blasting. That was really what it was like for him that final moto.
But in the end, there was only one winner. It was this guy here, and he helped Team France on the way to victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Motocross of Nations 2014 is done.
Podium time here at Latvia for the 68th edition of the FIA Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, and third overall, Team USA. Jeff, your boys got on the podium, and it was a hard weekend for them, wasn't it? For Eli Tomac, Ryan Dungey, and of course, Jeremy Martin.
Well, the team here have faced so much adversity. Each one of the riders here at one point had been down on the ground to salvage a podium finish, a tie with Great Britain, and to win on the tiebreaker, virtue of the second place by Ryan Dungey. Just outstanding.
And Team Belgium second overall, so the defending champions, they don't get to defend it, but they are on the podium, as we said, for the 23rd time in 25 years. They congratulate Team USA. There's Roger De Coster as well, team manager, and Joel Smets. So two Belgians as team managers. But the Team Belgium team of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, Julian Lieber, and Kevin Strybos. But your winners for the second time in the history of this event since 1947, Gauthier Paulin, Dylan Ferrandis and Stephen Frossard. Team France are the winners of the FIA Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. They will lift the Chamberlain Trophy for the first time as a trio, for the second time in the history of the French Federation.
Well, and this is what it's all about. We've both been there, Paul, and this moment is so special. So happy for these guys, the effort that they put out for the team, all of the surrounding team people that helped this group. That is an awesome feeling, and that's what everybody is here for, is to take home that Chamberlain Trophy.
And the little guy there on the top step in the blue cap, Olivier Robert, the team manager for Team France, he did face a lot of stick because he chose Dylan Ferrandis over Jordi Tixier, who went on to win the MX2 World Championship. Mr. Vito Ippolito, the FIM president there, handing the third place trophy to Team USA. Ryan Dungey there must have been the class winner in the open category. Well, there was another trophy there, wasn't there? So that might have been for Tomac.
Tomac, correct.
In the open class category, I think. And then obviously Tommy Searle won the class in MX2, but not making the podium for Team GB. But what a performance for Team France, and a great decision from Robert. Well, you can hear the chainsaws. It's always podium pandemonium down there, but Julian Lieber, that's your second place trophy for Team Belgium. Obviously, his debut in this event. He will enjoy that, that's for sure. I think that Monster Energy trophy is more to sort of say, yeah, that's the one they can keep, because the first, second, and third place trophies all have to be returned.
Yep, there you go, hoisting it.
There's going to be a lot of noise here.
Such an incredible atmosphere with the flags. I mean, you can't count all of the nation's flags there. It's just unbelievable, and I'm just so proud of these three riders here, and the team manager and the team for the effort that they've put out. There's one of the most special feelings that you can have as a motorcycle racer in motocross is to win this event.
Well, the last 3 years we've seen different wins from Germany, Belgium, and now this year, 2014, Team France. Gauthier Paulin, Dylan Ferrandis, Stephen Frossard, and the team manager, Olivier Robert. They will lift the Chamberlain Trophy for only the second time in the history.
That's 4 winners in 4 years for this event.
Yeah.
After USA had that win streak.
2011.
Wow.
This is what makes it so interesting. This is why occasionally, I know we have the purists that say, oh, we would like to see Team USA win. I would have liked to have seen Team USA win for the reasons that they win it. It makes it more interesting coming back next year. But then you look at France and you go, they're only a second-time winner. Of course, I would love to see Great Britain win again. It's 20 years since the last victory. It was 27 years before that. And, you know, everyone's got their reasons, but the most successful nation in terms of visits to the podium got to be Belgium. But look at the face there of Kevin Strybos on the left-hand side. But Olivier Robert, he lifts the trophy, and Pascal Audiquer, the French journalist down there, we're not going to shut him up tonight. He's going to be full gas in the pressure.
You earn the bragging rights for the next 363 days, right, until you come back here.
Gauthier Paulin doing his thing with the GoPro there. Look, he did that in Mexico at the last Grand Prix when he was victorious. But Tommy Searle was the class winner, and
congratulations, Tommy Searle steps down from the 450 down to the 250.
Yeah. He was obviously the right choice in MX2 for Great Britain then. Paulin, obviously the class winner in MXGP.
Yeah, so Searle goes 8-4 on the day, correct?
Yeah. I'm thinking Tomac was the winner in the open category. So what did he have?
He went
third.
3-5.
Well, it's been a successful Motocross of Nations here. But the Motocross of Nations winners, Team France, they will enjoy their national anthem. Team France win the 68th edition of the FIM Monster Energy Motocross of Nations here at the Zelterzerg circuit just outside of Riga in Latvia. And they do it quite convincingly as well by 10 points. They finish on 17. Belgium, the defending champions, are dethroned. They finish on 27. And Team USA on the podium with 33, tying on points with Great Britain, who they kicked off that third step of the podium with about 2 laps to go. Courtesy of the second place finish in Moto number 1 for Ryan Dungey in the first MXGP MX2 race. But Jeff Emig, what a weekend. We'll hear from the team winners in a moment, but just quickly summarize, your thoughts on this race.
Well, it's, the teams come here, you have 3 riders. You know that you're going to get to throw away one of your results, but France, single-digit finish for every rider, every moto.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And consistency, really, in terms of, it's a team event. You have to pull through, don't you? And we know we can drop one score, but to drop a 9th when Belgium were dropping a 15th, or USA were dropping a 13th, or Great Britain dropping that DNF, that 33rd, that's what killed Great Britain in that final race.
France drops a 9th. America has to count
an 11th.
An 11th. Belgium counts an 11th. Great Britain would have been counting a 13th. Right? So those points really start to add up. It cannot be overstated enough that the ride by Gauthier Paulin, winning both of his motos convincingly, really dominating, leading the team all weekend, that was pretty awesome.
Right, we're getting ready to speak to members of the winning team of France, and the guy you just saw there with the glasses, Amy Dargan, is about to speak to him. Dylan Ferrandis from the MX2 category for Team France. I bet he's absolutely over the moon.
Dylan Ferrandis, Team France, the 2014 Monster Energy Motocross of Nations champions. How was it watching that final race from pit lane?
It's crazy. I'm so happy we did it, and it's wonderful. And the guy makes so good race today, and I was always the second on the gate, so I take two butts out, and I make a big fight for comeback on the front, and I make 2 not so bad moto, but my 2 teammates make the job, and the 2 guys won his category, so it's crazy. I'm so happy, and thank you all the French fans and all the French Federation, and vive la France.
Congratulations, Dylan Ferrandis.
So Dylan Ferrandis then, a winner for Team France this weekend, alongside his teammate Stephen Frossard and Gauthier Paulin. Jeff Emig, thanks for joining me here. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have. It's been a blast.
Paul Malin, thanks for being here. This is awesome. Can't wait to do it again next year.
I hope so too. Well, that's it for us here in Latvia. We'll see you next year. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.